Hi everyone, I'm Beth with Bodies by Pilates, and today we're going to go through a Pilates mat class. You don't need any equipment today but your mat, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so go ahead and just take your feet a little wider than your hips. Toes are pointed forward. Let's start with a big inhale here. Take that big inhale and then exhale, blow it all out. Good. One more time. Let's stay at the top. Excellent. I want you to grab your left wrist with your right hand, and then let's go ahead and side bend over to our right. So as you side bend, I want you to lengthen and side bend. Take an inhale as you come up through center. Switch out those wrists and those hands, and then let's side bend over to the left. Excellent. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, cactus those arms out. Look up towards the ceiling, opening up the throat, the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together. Inhale one more time up. Exhale, blow it all out. Excellent. All right. This time, I want you to go ahead and take that left arm up overhead. Side bend over. So you're reaching with that arm. You're spiraling that chest up towards the ceiling or the sky. This time I want you to rotate and reach for that front corner, pushing the hips back as you do that. Try to keep the arm right next to the side ear there. And then come back into that side bend and come all the way up. Excellent. Right arm goes up. Reach and side bend, spiraling that chest up towards the ceiling or sky, and then rotate towards that front corner. Push the hips back. Try to flatten out that back. Good. Come back into that side bend and come all the way up. Excellent. Roll those shoulders back here. Up, back, and down, and then one at a time. Maybe get a little hip movement in there, just getting a little flexibility in the spine. Excellent. And then go ahead, open those feet a little wider. This time, go ahead and just rotate those hips around. So side, front, and back. We're just getting some movement in our back here. And then let's go ahead and rotate in that other direction. So now I have my feet a little laterally rotated. My toes are not facing forward. Good. Come back to center. I want you just to sink into a plie. So as you plie, think about pulling those knees back. You're sliding down a wall. So you tuck the hips under, pull the belly button in, and then just rock side to side. We're just warming up the body here. Good. Maybe getting a little inner thigh stretch here. You might feel the glute med, the side glutes kicking on. Keep the chest lifted. And then just hold it here in the middle, a little up, a little down. Okay. Feel the quads kicking on, uprighting that body. And then go ahead, stand it all the way up. Rotate those toes back forward. And then this time start to push the hips back, pull the belly up, and start to fold over here. Reach those hands towards your mat. Open up the legs as much as you need to. Now you might want to actually take your heels a little bit laterally out more than your toes. And then allow your head, the crown of your head, to look towards your mat. Your eyes look through your thighs there. Good, and just reach. Ooh, big inner thigh stretch. Take those hands out in front of you. Feel those arms pull away, but pull the shoulders down and push the hips back. You're creating space between those vertebrae. So really creating some space in the back, starting to lengthen. And then go ahead and walk those hands back underneath the crown of your head. Walk your hands over to your right knee. See if you can take that forehead towards the knee. And then walk those hands over to the left side, taking the forehead towards the left knee. Good, come back to center here. This time start to bend into the right knee. Left toes are gonna rotate out and pop up. I want you to walk the hands over to the right. We're trying to keep this right heel down as we go ahead and get this inner thigh stretch. So if the heel pops up as you go down, maybe you just push that heel down and see where you're at. Try to flatten the back and lift the chest. Press through the hands through center over to your left side. Right toes rotate out and pop up. And you sit those hips back. Keep the back nice and flat. Where are you at today? Maybe we're a little tight, no big deal. All right, push through, come back to center. This time, rotate the toes towards your right and come into a lunge position. Push through the left heel, lower the hips. Allow this left side to get this hip flexor stretch. Pull the shoulders down away from your ears, lift your chest. Hold the stretch here, feels good. All right, go ahead, lower the left knee and uncurl the left toes. Keep the left hand down on the inside of your right foot. Take the right arm up, rotate and look over that right shoulder, opening up the chest. Find that spiral rotation, or spinal rotation, excuse me. And then bring the hand back down on the inside of the right foot as well. Let the right knee open out to the side. Kind of hard for me to see on this side, but I'll show you on the other side. And then bring that right knee back in line with the right toes. And then take the hands up towards the right knee. Push the hips forward. If you feel any pinching in the low spine, just hinge forward slightly. So you're pushing this left hip forward to get this hip flexor to stretch out. This right knee is right over top of the right heel. You relax the shoulders down. All right, we're going to start to pull the right hip backwards. Hands are going to go to the mat for balance, and the right toes will pop up. Pull that right hip back. It's going to feel really good. If you can, straighten the right leg. Try to keep the back nice and flat on this one. So try not to round over this time. Sit those hips back. Oh, it feels so good. Such a big hamstring and calf stretch here. Breathe through it. Relax the shoulders. Then go ahead, set the right foot down. Walk it across the mat. Slowly lower that knee down and then tuck the left heel, or excuse me, the right heel underneath the left hip. So we don't have a very harsh angle on our knee, but we are getting this beautiful glute stretch on the right side. If it feels good, you're going to walk those hands forward. Relaxing the shoulders and then just fold over. I always rock a little side to side. It releases that glute. Such a good stretch here. All right, walk those hands back up. Before we come out of this, we're going to see if we can bend that back leg. We're going to reach around with our right hand, grab the left foot. Sink into it here. Just allow yourself to enjoy this stretch. Big quad stretch. So if you have tight quads, you're definitely going to feel this on the left side. Go ahead, let go. And then to come out of this, we're just going to start to set the hips back and come into our seated mermaid or Z-sit position. All right, so now we're letting this left hip open up. Right hip is down. Let's see if we can get the left hip down as well. Upright the body. Take a big breath here. All right, we're going to do our mermaid stretch here. So take your right hand down, take your left hand out to the side. Go ahead and take a big inhale here. And then exhale. Other side. Feels so good to open up the side body like that. And then come back to center. Good. All right, let's unfold these legs. So we're going to take those legs forward. We're going to bend the right leg over the left. Grab it with the left arm and bring that knee towards that left shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. You should feel this in the glute here. If it feels good, just go ahead and rotate. Sometimes we don't need that extra stretch, but if you do, just rotate. You're right on top of those sit bones, okay? You're trying to pull up through the core even taller. Go ahead and come back to center. Take those legs out. All right, we're going to swing those legs around and come into a 4-point kneeling position. So we're in our 4-point kneeling position. Just find the perfect position. So the knees want to come right underneath the hips. And then the arms are going to come right underneath the shoulders. All right. So we're lengthening out the body. And then you want to pull the belly in so you don't have an arch in your back, but you have a nice flat back. Pull those shoulders down. Excellent. You're not sinking into your hands, but you're pulling off of your mat. Just holding this position is great, but we're going to add on to it. So take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to push those hips forward and round through the back like an angry death. Eyes look towards the thighs. Inhale, start to push the hips back, lower the belly, creating that arch in the back, and then lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, round it all up. Inhale, take your extension. So your cat-cow stretch here. Take as many as you need. Once you've had that number that feels good, come back to a neutral spine once again. This time, wag the hips to the right. Feel the side body contract. And then to the left. Good. Right and left. Excellent. Come back to your neutral spine once again. Curl your toes under here. Hover the knees. Feel how the abs engage to lift the knees to hover. I want you to push the hips up and back, straightening out the legs and trying to take those heels to the ground. Really spiral the arms outward so that you get the length through the arms and then pedal the legs out right and left, trying to get the heels to go down. Excellent. Go ahead and walk those hands forward so you're in your plank position. Lower the hips under. Pull the belly button up. Round through the shoulder bridge. We're going to step the left foot forward. So we come into our lunge position. One big giant stretch or step or however you need to get into that position. Go ahead, push through the right heel this time. Start to feel that hip flexor stretch on the right side. Lower the shoulders. All right, lower the right knee. Ooh, quad stretch right there. Untuck the right toes. Keep the right hand down this time on the inside of the left foot, and then take the left arm up and look over that shoulder for your spinal rotation. Bring the left hand back on the inside of the left foot, and then allow the left knee to go out to the side. So I know last time I couldn't really show you, but it just kind of goes out to the side. So you get that inner thigh separation, and then bring the left knee back in line with the left toes and walk the hands up to the left knee. Push the hips forward. Remember, if you feel any pinching in the low spine, just hinge it forward, relax the shoulders. Getting that hip flexor stretch once again. And then let's start to shift the hips backwards. So we want to pull that left hip back. Hands go to the mat for balance. We pull the hip back. We sit the hips down towards the heel. We're trying to lengthen through that left leg. Left toes pop up. Chest is lifted. Big stretch in the hamstring and the calf. Good. Go ahead, set the left foot down, walk it across the mat. So we're going to lower that left knee, tuck that left heel underneath that right hip. And then if it feels good, we're going to walk those hands forward. So this is where I like to give a little rock. Side to side, we're releasing the left glute here. All right, walk those hands back up. Before we come out of this, we're going to start to bend that right leg this time and reach around with the left hand to grab the right foot. If you have tight quads, you're definitely going to feel it. You're pulling the chest open. You're sinking into this stretch. Alrighty, go ahead and let go of that foot. Bring that hand back down and then just shift the hips backwards. So we're going to come into that Z seated position. All right, this time you want that right hip to relax onto the mat. So you're seated on your sits bones. If you can get that right hip down, you're pulling up through the core, chest is open. Take that left hand down, take that right arm up, look up towards the ceiling. We're side bending over. But opening up that right side body. Then we take that right hand down, take the left arm up. Big inhale and exhale. And then come right back to center. Good. So if the hips are up because you're having trouble kind of releasing them, you can always put something underneath that to just sort of gauge how you're doing. So sometimes you start with a yoga block or maybe a rolled up towel. And then as it starts to open up, those hips start to open up, you might not need that at all. All right, let's take the legs out in front of us. And cross over the left leg this time. Sit up nice and tall on those sits bones. Grab it with that right arm, bring it towards the right shoulder. And if it feels good, just rotate and look over the left shoulder. Excellent. All right, let's come back to center. Take those legs out, just shake them out. We're going to swing them around to one end of our mat here. All right, so seated in the center of our mat, legs are long, wide, a little wider than our hips. And then what we want to do is find the bony parts of our butt or those sits bones. So just find the bony parts. That's what's going to connect with your mat today. And then sit up tall from there. Now, if this is like killing your hip flexors, just put a little bend in those knees, okay? Turn the hip flexors off. We're working on our back extensors now or those posture muscles. All right, so sit up nice and tall. Excellent. Pull up through the core. Pull the shoulders back. Take your right arm out in front of you and then take your left arm out in front of you. All right, so we want to find where we want to keep our shoulders. So we're going to do some shoulder isolations here. I want you to reach forward with your fingertips. Now, when you reach forward, I don't want you to pull the belly in. Nothing is moving in the core here. So reach the fingertips forward and then pull the shoulder blades back. Reach forward and pull back. Good. One more time. Reach forward. Pull the shoulders back. So we protracted and retracted those shoulders. This is where we want to keep the shoulders for the rest of class. Let's get a little spinal rotation here. So one thing we're trying to do is not move the hips as we do the spinal rotation. And so again, finding those sits bones, hands are in front of you, but we pull the shoulders back. We're going to open to the left. So we're rotating from the core right through here as if we're wringing out a rag and then come back to center. Rotate to your right. Try not to lean back. And right back to center. Now, if you see any shifting in the feet, means you're moving your hips. So keep the feet nice and still. If you need to put them up against a wall, that can help as well. Let's do that one more time. Rotate to your left. And center. And rotate to your right. And right back to center. Excellent. Go ahead and lower those arms. Sometimes just sitting up tall like this is a lot of work. So this is easy. This is hard. All right. That's why it's exercise. All right. So next up, we're going to go ahead and bend those knees. So once again, turning off those hip flexors, grab behind your thighs, sit up nice and tall. Pull the belly in so you're not arching your back, but you've got your back nice and flat. We want to keep our feet heavy on the mat here. We pulled our shoulders back. All right, let's take an inhale.
Exhale. All I want you to do is pull the belly button in. So I just pulled my belly button in and I'm going to round back. So if you'll notice, I didn't cave in my core, but I pulled my belly button in and I started to round back. I still have the height in my spine. And then I'm going to restack that spine right back up on top of my sits bones. So just like an inch or so, take an inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in, maybe go back 3 inches. Pulling that belly button in is so hard. And then inhale, restack that spine. We're going to go back a little further. Take your inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button in. Maybe start to lengthen out the arms just a little bit more. Keep the shoulders back. Feel how those abs kicked on. Inhale, restack. Now, if at any time you feel the small of your back hurting, you can always put a Pilates ball, a pillow, a towel rolled up behind you for a little bit of support. Not to necessarily lean on, but just there as support. Take that inhale. Exhale. Pull the belly button in, round off the sits bones. Go back a little bit more. Maybe you can straighten out those arms. Feet are still heavy on the mat. You feel those abs engage. They're pulling in, so not doming out. Let go with the right. Let go with the left. Excellent. Pull the shoulders flat back, and then let's pulse it up. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. So if we just get this rocking motion, maybe we get some core, but not quite the core that we want. So I want you to come up. I want you to come back. I want you to come up and back. Good. 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Hold it here. Come all the way up. Open up the knees. Round over. Excellent. Pull the knees back together. Restack the spine, sitting up nice and tall on those sits bones. Grab the back of your thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale. Round off the sits bones. Pull your belly button in. Go to the point where you feel those abs really locked in. Let go with the right. Let go with the left. Take the right arm up. Right next to that ear. Feel the shoulder rotating. And then bring it right back to center. Let's take the left. So maybe you're starting to feel a little bit of shaking in your core. This is our earthquake series. The hand is acting as our lever or our weight. It's going away from the midpoint of the body, and that creates that shaking sensation. Keep those feet heavy. So if you feel the feet starting to peel off, maybe you need to come up a little higher. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you lower. So I know the core is working, we're working the core, but I want you to think about rotating the shoulder socket too, opening up the chest, opening up the shoulders. How far can you reach? All right, we're going to take both hands up at the same time. You're definitely going to feel some shaking here. Ooh, good. And then bring it right back. Remember, trying to rotate the shoulders, feeling the chest open, take it up. Lots of shaking here. We've got 3 more. Take it up. And up. Last one, take it up. Bring it all the way up. Open the knees and round over. Ooh, that is a lot harder than it seems like it should be, but it is very hard. You're working on your breath. You're working on your control. All right, restack the spine. You're right up on top of those sits bones. 1 more round in our earthquake series. Round off the sits bones. Just pull the belly button in. Pull that belly button towards the spine. Keep the chest open. Take the right arm out. Take the left arm out. Remember, if you rolled your shoulders forward, we did our shoulders isolations earlier, pull the shoulders back, pull the belly button in, take the right arm out to the side, open it out, bring it back in, take the left out.
right? So if you're not necessarily feeling this, then maybe you need to go back another quarter of an inch, but pull that belly button in, don't create any sort of arch in that back. One more on the right. And one more on the right, big inhale, or left, excuse me. Okay, you know where we're going. Both go out. Feel that shake. I'm definitely shaking, and pull it back in. Take it out. With that big inhale. Exhale, bring it back in. 3 more. Two more. Feels so good. It's so hard. Take that inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Round all the way up and over. Splay open those knees, round over. Ooh, so good. All right, we're gonna do a couple of roll downs now. So go ahead and bring those knees back up. We'll take those legs long. Find yourself right in the middle of your mat. Lift up. So we've been working on the back and the core. We're gonna go ahead, take those arms out in front of us, pull those shoulder blades back, take a big inhale here. Exhale, round up. This one's pulling the belly in. See how my chest did not cave in. Pull it in. Good. You want to round down one vertebrae at a time. Legs will move slightly here. I want you to start to take those arms up towards the ceiling and then all the way back as the head comes out. Good. Take a big stretch here. Point and flex those feet. Round through the ankles. So ankle mobility. Take them around in circles and then take them in that other direction. So your rib cage is splayed here. All right, just bring those feet back to center. Just relax those legs. Now, taking those arms, so maybe the arms are not able to go all the way back. That's totally fine. But if they are, good shoulder mobility there. We're going to go ahead and start to snow angel those arms down. I want you to feel where you have the ability to close up your rib cage. So you pull that rib cage close and then snow angel those arms all the way down. This is so good for your shoulders to rotate like this. Take your time, especially if you've had any shoulder injuries in the past. Just take your time, allow the shoulders to rotate. And if they can't go all the way up, if you can go right here, that's awesome. And then maybe over time, you'll be able to get them up a little further and a little further. Good. All right, one more time. This time we're going to stop when our arms are directly out by our side. So that T position. Good. All right, so I want you to try and close the rib cage here. Knit it up, close it up. You'll feel the abs engage. And then I want you to bend at those elbows. Good. Bending at the elbows and then straightening at the elbows. One more time, bend at the elbows, stay here. All right, we're going to flip that goalpost over here. So go ahead and start to flip it over. I'm going to stop where I feel my shoulders start to pull off of the mat. So I don't want to go forward to the point where, see how my shoulders just came off of my mat. I want to stop when I can still hold them back. And then flip it upright one more time. Keep that rib cage closed. Flip it over. Stopping where you can no longer hold those shoulders back. And then flip it upright. Take those arms long one more time. This time, snow angel them down. And as you snow angel them down, bring the right knee in, grab it right below the kneecap here. Pull with those muscles. So bring the shoulders back, keep them on the mat, and pull with those arm muscles, that knee in towards the chest. Point through the left foot. Feel this inner thigh stretch. And once again, you're going to feel this hip flexor stretch. All right, keep hanging on to this right knee. with the left hand. Take your right arm out to that T position. Open up the shoulders one more time. Then pull the right knee across the body. This right hip is gonna pop up. So don't feel like you have to keep that down. And then keep the right shoulder down, look over to your right. Feel that spinal rotation. Ooh, I'm trying to get that right knee down towards your mat. As you can see, I do not have that flexibility in my spine yet. Feels so good. And then come back to center and lengthen the right leg. All right, let's do that on the left. Bring the left knee in. Pull the shoulder blades back. Point through the right foot. Really bring the left knee in towards the body. Keep hanging onto it, this time with the right hand. Take the left arm out. And then bring that left knee across the body. See how the left hip pops up? That's perfect. Then keep the left shoulder down, look over to your left. So maybe one side is a little tighter than the other. Definitely my left side. And you're feeling the spinal rotation. You're trying to keep the upper chest down if you can. And you're releasing this low spine. And then come back to center. This time we're going to bend both knees. Arms are out to our side. Our feet are as wide as our mat. Go ahead and lower the knees over to the right side. Keep both shoulders down. So now on the left leg, you may feel this quad stretch. So if you have tight quads, you're going to feel it. And then if you want a little bit more, you can take that right foot and place it on top of that left leg. It helps to pull the left leg down towards the mat. You'll get even greater stretch there. So your core giving this nice stretch. Take that foot off if you placed it up there. Use the core to lift the legs. Set each vertebrae down and then roll through center over to your left side. Let the legs fall towards the mat. But if you need a little extra assistance, you can always take the left foot, place it on top of the right leg, keep both shoulders down. Bring those knees back up. Excellent. Awesome. All right, we're going to go into some bridging here. So we're going to start to activate those glutes. Feet are going to be hip width distance apart. Toes are going to be facing forward. You have a neutral spine. So whatever your natural curvature is in your spine, open up the chest, close up the rib cage, take your arms down by your side, palms facing up or down, whatever works for you. I like mine up. It keeps my chest pulling back. All right, take an inhale here. Exhale, just push the belly button down. You'll feel a little contraction in your pelvis as you tip your pelvis up, but you haven't pulled it off the mat yet. And then as you inhale, push the pelvis back. So you arch the back. Now exhale, round it forward. Inhale, round it back. Just a little tipping motion here. We're just warming up that low lumbar spine. Now see if you can turn off the legs. Maybe the knees are swaying in and out. You want to turn them off. We're going to start using and connecting to our hamstrings and our glutes. All right, come back to your neutral spine. This time, take your inhale. Exhale, tip the pelvis up. But now I want you to start to peel up. So pull the tailbone off, pushing the back down before you pull that vertebrae off. Start to lengthen the quad. So push the knees forward. They can't just go up. You have to lengthen them. They're reaching towards the toes. You come up, you squeeze the glutes, close up the rib cage. So if you feel yourself up like this, and you have this big arch in your back, you need to pull that belly button in and squeeze the glutes even harder. Excellent. Knees are not swaying open. They're tracking with your toes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, soften the chest. Round it all the way down. One vertebrae at a time in that opposite direction. Push through the back. Tailbone is going to be the last to touch. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale. Now all the weight is in the heels. So you should be able at any point in this bridge to lift those toes and wiggle them. Good. Remember, keep that rib cage closed. It is knitted up. It is not swaying. Excellent. Take an inhale at the top. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale.
Soften the chest, roll it all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. So I want you to try and get out of the front of the legs. I want you to think about lifting the legs with the glutes and the hamstrings. Take an inhale. Exhale, round it up. Lengthen through those quads, push those knees forward, hold it at the top this time, close the rib cage, little pulses up. Think about the upward movement, so you probably don't even see me moving. That's okay. I am squeezing those glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Excellent. All right, we're going to shift this into a hinge. So we're going to hinge halfway down, hinge it back up, hinge and squeeze. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift. 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it at the top, take an inhale. Exhale, this time articulate down, soften the chest. Start to roll it down, one vertebrae at a time, pushing through that low lumbar spine before the tailbone hits. Excellent, bring the knees in towards the body, rock side to side, just to give that low spine a little bit of a massage there. All right, we're gonna add on. So take those feet down to the mat. Good. Close up the rib cage, neutral spine. Take an inhale. Exhale. Go ahead, push the spine down, imprinting it. Peel the tailbone off. Drive the knees forward, coming up into your bridge position. Excellent. I want you to lift the right heel and lower. Lift the left and lower. Notice how my hips are not moving. I'm squeezing those glutes to stay in that high bridge. Excellent. Right and left and right and left. We're going to take both heels up. Both. Lower. Both. Lower. Good. 4 more. 3, close that rib cage. 2. Last one. Lower the heels. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften the chest. Roll it all the way down. Tailbone taps, bring the knees in towards the chest, rock side to side like a happy baby. Excellent. Take the left foot down, cross the right over the left. Reach through the legs, grabbing behind the left thigh. Bring the legs towards the chest. Use that left leg to bring the legs in. You're going to feel a huge glute stretch, but I don't want you to round your shoulders. So pull your shoulders back. Don't let the upper body come off the mat. Use the lower body here. Take the left foot down and cross the right. Right foot goes down, left crosses over. Open up first. So open up that left knee. Grab behind the right thigh. Keep the shoulders back. Use the right leg to bring the legs in towards the chest. Releasing the left glute this time. Excellent. Take the feet down. All right. I want you to take the legs long. Bring that right knee in towards the chest. Give it a little stretch. Switch out those legs. Left knee comes in, right leg goes long. Give it a little stretch. Excellent. Bring that right knee back in. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders, trying to take the forehead towards the right knee. Do you feel that stretch in that hamstring or in that hip flexor? I definitely do. Wow. All right, switch out those legs. Right leg goes down, left leg comes in. Try to take the forehead to the left knee and really stretch through the right leg so you can get that hip flexor stretch. All right, this time, right knee comes in, left leg is going to float above the mat. Back is now imprinted, so you have to push that back down. So if you take that leg a little higher, take it higher and switch it out. So this is our single leg stretch. Switching side to side, back to our core.
Excellent. Next time the right leg is in, hold it there. Take the hands behind the head and rotate that left elbow towards that right knee and switch and switch and switch. Good. Remember, back is imprinted. We're not rocking side to side, but we're contracting and rotating. So we've got flexion and rotation here. You got it. All right, next time we're going to bring both knees in, both elbows to knees. I want you to take the legs long, take the arms long, double leg stretch, bring it in, wrap it below those knees. Both go out, both come in. Reach. 3 more. Reach. Reach. Last one. Reach, bring it in. Take everything long. Stretch it out. Ooh, rotate through those feet. Let that rib cage sway. Take those arms out, whatever position feels good. All right, I want you to rotate toward your side. I want you to stack the hips and stack the knees. So if you have a foam roller, you can also place that between your legs so that this hip is in line and this knee is in line with the hip. Otherwise, you can just stack those legs. I want you to stack the shoulders. And then we're going to do some rotation of the spine once again. So I want you to start to open up on an inhale. Reaching that arm back. What I don't want you to do is to fall back. I want you to keep the legs stacked. So you're rotating through the core. All right. So take that big inhale as you rotate, rotate, rotate. As you can see, I am very tight on my spine. And then close it up. Such a great stretch to do literally daily. Reach, 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 reach. Keep the core rotating. Keep the hips stacked. Try not to lean backwards. Come back. Good. One more time. Reach. Come back to center. All right, we're gonna go ahead and rotate over to that other side. I'm just gonna spin around. I don't have to turn my back to you. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders, pull the belly in. All right, arms are stacked. Go ahead and open. Notice how my hips are not changing, just my core. And then come back to center. Again, inhale. And center. I actually take an inhale and an exhale as I do this stretch. I like to inhale as I reach, but as I get to that sort of center point and start to reach backwards, I feel like when I get all that air out, it allows me for maybe an inch or two more in my rotation. And then come all the way back to center. Excellent. Okay, we're going to stay right here. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We're going to do some side lying leg. And so go ahead and you can always prop yourself up. I just don't like that angle on my neck. You're going to keep that bottom leg as your kickstand. Take your top leg. It should already be at hip height. So we never want to bring it down. That kind of relaxes the glute. We want the glute to be working the entire time. Pull the belly in and lift those bottom obliques. So you should be able to take those fingertips underneath there. All right, let's lift and lower. So hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked and relaxed. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. Reaching long, like I'm trying to pull this leg out of the hip socket. Remember, stop at that hip, height, don't go lower. Last 4, 3, 2, pull this last one up, little circles, rotating the hip in the hip socket and reverse it. Hold it right there, little pulses up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it here. I want you to
Start to bend that knee, internally rotate it. It comes over the bottom leg. And then I want you to press away with that heel. So it comes in and over, out, stretch. In, over, out, stretch. Beautiful. You got it. 4, 3, you should definitely be feeling this. 2, last 1, bring it back to hip height, rotate it or sweep it around to the front, drop the toe, lower and lift. Where have your hips ended up? Are you still pulling this hip back in the hip socket? Have you leaned forward or back? Stack those hips. Last 4, 3, 2. The last one, hold it here. Go ahead, bend that knee. We're gonna go right into our book opener. So with the book opener, you want to keep the heel and the knee on the same plane. So you're just closing the book and opening the book. So it's not like that. It is up, down, up, down. Good. Pull those bottom obliques back up. Pull that belly in. Last 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Go ahead, take the soles of the feet together. Shift the heels so they're in line with the glutes back here, and then close and open. You've got your clams. So you're just opening. Good. Last 4. Squeeze. 3, 2. Last 1. Lower those legs. Woo, good. All right, go ahead and take those legs out. I like to take them on a little bit of an angle, so they're slightly in front of me. I want you to take that top leg, bring it up once again. Flex that foot. Take the bottom leg, flex it. We're gonna work our inner thigh here. Top leg doesn't move. Bottom leg comes up to meet it. Lowers to float. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold this last one up for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those legs. Woo, tap out that hip. Excellent. Roll forward. And then let's come up into our push-up position. So I will be doing my push-ups on my knees, but feel free to do them on your toes if you'd like. So just get those hands underneath those shoulders, round the hips up and under. So you pull the belly button up. You see how I dome up through my shoulder bridge as opposed to drop through it. All right, here we go. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit it back into child's pose. This is going to feel great for the glutes as well. Counter stretch to the small of our back. All right, round yourself up and swing those legs over to the other side. Let's even ourselves out. We are almost through this. All right, so go ahead and take that bottom leg to kickstand, pull up on those bottom obliques, pull that belly in, relax the shoulders. Leg is at hip height. Let's go ahead and start lifting and lowering. You've got it. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top here. All right, little circles. Little circle. Keep everything still. And then reverse your circle. Pull up on those bottom obliques. Hold it here. Little lift, little lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8. All right, here we go. We're gonna bend that knee in, over, internally rotate it. Tap that knee if you can. Press away with that heel. But notice how nothing is moving, just the leg. Good, the glute med working hard. You got it. 4 more. 4. Keep the core tight. 3. 2. Last one. Bring that foot down to hip height. Sweep it forward. Drop that toe. Here we go. 1. Pull that hip back. 2. 3. 4. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one. All right. Let's bend that top leg. We've got our book openers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. Tap that hip out for a second. Last up. Slide the heels back. Keep the soles of the feet together. We've got our clamshells. Here we go. 1. Oh, it hurts. 2. 3, but it feels good. 4. Relax your shoulder. 5, 6, 2 more. 7. And 8. Oh, good. Lower those legs. Take them long, maybe to that front corner. All we have left are inner thighs on this side. So take the top leg, flex it, bring it up to hip height. Here we go. We're going to bring the bottom leg up, lower it to float. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold this last one up. 8. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those legs. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. Roll onto your belly. We're nearly done. Come up into your push-up position. We've got one more set of 10 push-ups here. Pull the belly in. We work the entire body today. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit it back in child's pose. Open up the knees, push the hips back, let them rest onto the heels. Take the arms long, but relax the shoulders. Let the chest fall through your arms towards the mat. Take the arms over to the left side of your mat. Maybe take your right arm a little longer. Shift the weight over to your right heel. Open up your right side body now. Walk those hands through center over to the right side. Take your left arm a little longer. Relax the shoulders. Pull away. Shift the weight over to the left heel. Come back to center. Round into your 4-point kneeling position. Curl the toes under. Pull the belly up to hover the knees. Push the hips up and back. Take the heels towards the mat. Stretching out those calves. Really push the hips back. Pedal out the feet, right and left. Take both heels down. Then start to walk those hands back into your fold over. Maybe now you feel a little bit more space in the back. Maybe you feel a little more flexible. You've created some space in those vertebrae. All right, we're going to restack the spine all the way up. So take a big inhale. And exhale it up. One vertebrae at a time. Restacking, this time with space. in between each vertebrae, pulling up through our pelvic floor, all the way up through our core, around those shoulders back. Right where we started. Good. Around those shoulders back. Come to the middle of your mat, take a big inhale. Reach up a little higher with that right arm, maybe a little side bend to the left. Switch out those hands, a little side bend to the right. Oh, it feels so good. Take one more big inhale in the middle. Exhale, blow it all out. Awesome, you guys. I hope you feel good. I hope you feel like you worked your entire body. You've gotten some stretching in there. You've created some length, some space between your vertebrae. And I hope you felt that spinal rotation. We worked all of our muscles today and it felt great. So I hope to see you back here again. If you ever want to do a Zoom online class with me live, you can visit my website at www.bodiesbypilates.net and look at the online schedule. Thanks so much.